podcast. Hey, Mr. down the alleyway, do you want to hear a podcast? A heavy metal podcast. It's about Shane Diablo. Hey, Mr. down the corridor, do you want to hear a podcast? A heavy metal news podcast by Shane Diablo. Heavy metal news motherfucking podcast. Give it up now. Oh. Gonna get that podcast. Here it come now. Here it come now. Here it come now. And I'm coming now. Here it come now. One up podcast. It's coming. It's coming. Heavy metal podcast. Gas. Little bit of two-tone there for you. That came together so magically. Now, you guys know what two-tone is, right? Hey, you don't watch that. Watch this. It's madness. It's the Clash. It's the, right? I'm still a little bit fluttered in my chest because that went really well. I'm very happy with the way that turned out because it's a bit of that ska. It's a bit of that two-tone. It's a bit of that reggae punk. When the reggae and punk came together, watched a fine documentary on madness. And very interesting. And maybe you guys can help me with this because they said in this documentary, they said madness, they're these wonderful, these sweet, these crazy kind of ska punk rockin' guys, but they said the hate, the white supremacy and all that stuff followed them. And then they're talking about their very first single was One Step Beyond. And it's just a great tune with that saxophone in there. And I could do the whole thing for you if you'd like me to, but I won't. Anyways, in that song, it sounds like it says the N-A-Z-I word in it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is get in the comments below and tell me what that word is, because I feel like if that is the very first single that you put out on Two Tone Records and it sounds like the word that I think that it sounds like, that might be the reason why that it followed you. But then the other thing that I thought about, and I'm sorry we're talking about madness in the ska band Madness here in a heavy metal news podcast. That's sure to piss some people off for sure. But there ain't no Nazis in the world that are gonna be on board with the madness by the time they do a house in the middle of the street, a house. So it's a win-win, right? That stuff gets flushed down the toilet, right? Because that's what that stuff is low density bullshit. And Madness went on to have a massive hit with a house in the middle of a street. What do you say? Mom is so house proud. There's always something happening, and it's usually quite loud. Welcome to episode 201 of the Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo, and I'm telling you right now, someone's saying, dude, false metal all the way. He just sang a full bar of Madness, Our House in the Middle of the Street, which came out in the 80s when he claims that he was listening to heavy metal music. How is it that he knows the words to Madness, but also knows all the fine, wonderful things about heavy metal? Who knows? That's what we're here to find out. We're here to have a good time, my friends. Spastic, yes. Fun, silly, goofy, wacky. We're going to take our drawers off if we want to. We're gonna take off the brassiere and let the flappies flap around. We're gonna relax. This is first and foremost in this podcast is you kick back, you chill back, and you say, this is Shane's time. I'm not letting a damn thing get in my head that doesn't need to be there. If it's out of my hands, it's out of my mind, because Shane's got me right now for an hour or longer. Welcome to episode 201 of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo, your best friend in the damn world. I've said it for years here on TikTok. I'm your best friend in the world and you don't know it yet. Now some of you guys are starting to wake up to it and realize it. We've got so many things to get to, but I did want to caveat something in the news here is there there was a story, or a video, sorry. Dave Mustaine, they're going to play Tipping Point, the new single, which we just did a reaction of. It's probably got about 100 views right now on it. And he's a little nervous about it. Well, I had this story all lined up, and you can see that's Dave. And who's this? Who's this? That's right, it is James Lamenzo, former bass player for White Lion and season 26 of Amazing Race with his good friend ABBA. Unfortunately lost their passports and they did not win the Amazing Race, spoiler alert. And Montasari, he was nervous about playing this new single. Now, what I'd done in this episode is I set this Dave Mustaine story up as first, and then as the video, we were going to, at the very end, before your comments, we was going to watch him play that and see how well he did. But if you pay attention to this channel and you know the David Lee Roth that we did Shy Boy this week, and I talked about all the amazing guitars that Steve Vai has. Well, my friends, I've got a video right here. I'll show you the thumb of it right there, and that's him. That is Steve Vai in his, what he calls Harmony Hut. So we're going to take a little travel with him. But first up, Billy Idol. He's going to say a few nice things about Steve Stevens. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend on the guitar, came up with White Wedding, and Rebel Yell is where he really put his stank on Billy Idol. But we are going to get into it. So I welcome you all. Here we are. We're starting it off 201. It's a fresh, new 200 episodes we're going to get to. And as long as I enjoy doing them, and as long as you enjoy watching them, well, hell, we're going to keep going. And we're not going to ever when this podcast blows up, guys, now listen to me, when it explodes and it goes through the roof, we're never going to make people feel like you're superior in some kind of a way to them because, well, I was there this whole time and everything, because, you'll probably have some little identification marks, as you do with the hearts and stuff like that. But everyone is equal because we are what? We are all each other. Big, tall, fat, small, black, white, yellow, green, everywhere, three eyes, whatever, multidimensional, all is all the same thing. So that's why we all love each other the same way as we would love our, say it, self. All right. Now that there's about 6 of you, it's like, this guy hasn't even hit any heavy metal news, but he's been hitting a lot of very interesting topics so far. I'm intrigued, but other people might not be. But now that we've got all the loosey-gooseys out of the way, how the hell you doing? Let's get into some heavy metal news. I'm going to swing in with a really cool little story about Pink Floyd really quick that I just thought about, and then we're going to get into this. But that's what Pink Floyd used to do. I had a buddy that was talking about seeing Pink Floyd on Dark Side of the Moon or something, and what they did was it got so popular so quick, right? Like my podcast will be. So popular so quick, you have to kind of, they would go out and free jam. Just weird, bizarre craziness, right? And then half the audience left. This is my old time hippie buddy telling me this. He says half the audience leaves. And then David Gilmour said, right, now that we got the Pink Floyd fans here, let's begin. Because they knew that there was just hop on the trainers, and there wasn't. And so they waited until the real fans were there, and then they went into some Dark Side of the Moon or something. The news begins now. Billy Idol reflects on meeting guitarist Steve Stevens. Once I saw what he could do, I knew anything I wanted to do, I could do it. And that is a sign of a great guitar player, my friends, is if you see them there's a difference between, he can play the guitar and a guitar player. And when you see that magic and you say, this guy's got ears. This guy can come up with some riffs for me. Then you got to hold on to that. Before performing acoustically at Los Angeles' Grammy Museum on October 9, Billy Idol, his longtime guitarist Steven Stevens, were invited by producer Jimmy Jam Janet Jackson and Mariah Carey, a few excerpts from the conversation appear below. On initially meeting one another. Right, Billy says, you see, I would be Generation X, right? And I'd come to New York to start a solo career after, what I said, Generation X broke up. And I had an American manager, and there goes that fucking laptop. Just fucking right like that. It just starts to wind up, and the fan's going whippity whippity. And I had an American manager, Bill O'Coin, who also managed Kiss. He was based in New York, and he knew the New York scene and the New York Dolls. He'd been watching Steve's career. He didn't manage Steve, but he knew Steve. He told me right from the start, he thought, we'd be a great combination, as they say over there in America. Well, once I met Steve, I found out what a great guy he was. Oh, we had a great first meeting and then just decided to play together. Is it Billy Idol that has the microphone holster belt? I feel like that's him, isn't it? I just got a flash of microphone in a holster. Once I met Steve and I found out what a great guy he was, and indeed he was, we had a great first meeting and then just decided we was going to play. Steve, I went to New York City High School of the Performing Arts, the Fame School. You know that show, Fame? Dropped out, didn't graduate. Oh, he's probably sounding like Travolta or something. Didn't graduate, started playing in bands, and I knew just about every musician in Manhattan at the time, and I was crafty, and I said to Billy, if you don't choose me as a guitar player, I know all the musicians. I'll help you audition everyone else. He's already in the band. He doesn't even have to perform if he says that, because that's one of them backhanded things. I know every musician in town, pal. You're looking for people in New York, you won't get them. Let's see. And I knew about every new musician in Manhattan at the time. I was crafty. I said to Billy, if you don't choose a player, then I'll help you with the auditions. The bass player, the drummer, and then if you would just consider me as the guitar player. By that time, we kind of got to know each other. Although we grew up an ocean apart, we kind of grew up on the same music. I wasn't a part of the 77 punk thing in England, but at a legendary New York nightclub CBGB's, I was Talking Heads television and all that. That's pretty good. That's when they was kind of saying it was more new wave, right? The punks and the new waves were having an issue. Because I considered Talking Heads to be a punk band. Once we kind of talked about our record collection, Sweet, Slade, Mark Bolan, we kind of went, oh yeah, and Lou Reed. Scroll this up for you, okay, guys? Scroll that up. That was the one. Lou Reed. And Betty said, hold on a fucking minute, mate. You like Lou Reed the way I like Lou Reed? I do, Billy. And I started to play the solo. And he went, you know what? He said, you know what? It was just a matter of finding mutual ground, I said. In their earlier musical collaborations, Billy said, let me tell you the truth. I had an EP, 1981's Don't Stop, that I'd put out, that I'd done in Los Angeles, California, what Shane says, with producer Keith Forsey. But I didn't have a band. We just used a few people Keith knew. That way we'd pay him nice and cheap. That's what I said to Steve. And no, he didn't say the cheap part. I added that. Okay? He was paying them properly and fairly to be on Billy Idol's EP. Right? Well, Shade, okay. If we put a band together, we'll just see how it goes, really. It went really well. Once I saw what Steve could do, I knew anything I wanted to do, I could do it. It's kind of like, it's kind of the way Leonardo DiCaprio made her feel on Titanic, right? When he's got her nestled up and her arms are open and the wind's blowing. That's that feeling of, I know that whatever I want to do, I can do it. Right? Right there at the tippy tip of the boat. And the wind's just blowing on you. Fucking free. That's just about as free as you can get, isn't it? Isn't that just about as free as you can get? And then you got a $78 million necklace around your neck too. You're just like, oh God. But as we know, with ups come downs, right? And with downs come ups. Once I saw that Steve could do it, I knew it. I knew it true. I knew anything I wanted to do. Then with Keith producing, I just knew we had this sort of triumvirate. Is that a real word? Triumvirate. That ended up really fueling the Billy Idol of the 80s. On mixing punk with dance pop. Obviously, I was part of the punk movement. You ding dong in England. But it didn't mean that you weren't listening to dance music or reggae or whatever. Even with this damn thing humming. You heard my reggae riff, didn't you? 2-tone ska reggae, baby. I didn't see that coming. That is kismet. That is the universe saying, let's bring up reggae. Even though Shane did his own two-tones, two-step song. I was listening to all sorts of music. And that was the other thing. Going solo from Gen X, I knew I could expand. Now, I didn't have to listen to three other guys telling me what they wanted to do. That's really the crux of it, too, is you want to get a little bit more control. Now, I didn't have to listen to 3 other guys telling me what they wanted to do. It was really all down to me. Then I knew I wanted to combine the synthesizer. Well, that's that keyboards they're playing. The Moog. I knew I wanted to combine the synthesizer world with the rock world. The guitar world. Kind of like a Missing Person we're doing. I want... Pardon me, Shane. Please keep your tits shut. I wanted to put a number of different things together. We've grown up basically with eclectic albums. What did I miss? I missed something in here. It was really all down to me. I knew what I wanted to combine that synthesizer world with the rock world, and the guitar world, and the dance world, and the disco world, the punk world, whatever. I wanted to put a number of different things together. We've grown up basically with eclectic albums, and I think most of the people we've loved, even if you think about it, the Velvet Underground. Now, I'm not familiar with a lot of the Velvet Underground. I know Lou Reed's in that and everything else, but I know the one song. And didn't Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch redo it? It was like, you literally freaking did a Velvet Underground cover? But I think we're getting over this shit, aren't we? They love each other deeply, I see. It wasn't all just waiting for the man. The Velvet Underground, Sister Ray and all that. Lou Reed wrote it. Why, Shane was just talking about Lou Reed, and he... Yeah. Oh, let's see what Billy says about Dancing With Myself. Do you see that in the story that we're doing here? Well, Dancing With Myself, a song I'd done with Generation X, was a massive hit on the underground new wave dance scene. Well, that's what I found out when I got in New York City. Dancing With Myself, they put it on a 20 minutes at somewhere like Manhattan Dance Club, Danceteria. People would just go crazy for 20 minutes to it. And I'd go, this is what I've really got to follow up I didn't really follow it up until I wrote White Wedding. Now we're getting into some storytelling, some beef. Thank you, Billy. That's how I wrote White Wedding. Putting it together with Steve, with Keith Forsey, we really had this kind of idea that we knew we could expand over the course of a few albums, and it would be really exciting. What's the damn laptop doing? Guys, how's this going? Is this the Razzie sucker? Let's get into Biohazard. Someone's saying, "Oh, good. He's moved from heavy metal about Billy Idol to Biohazard." Hey, you think that's bad? We got Tom G. Warrior of Celtic Frost coming up next. But I like my heavy metal news like I like everything else, thrown together, and see what sticks. Free, organic. Biohazard, they're very excited about the upcoming documentary. He says, we filmed a lot of new footage for it. Why is this guy going to sound like Billy Idol? No, he's not. We go from Billy Idol to Billy Biohazard. And they damn near look the same. Look, that's Billy Biohazard right there. He says, and I'm a dancing with myself, dancing with myself. And if there's nothing to do and then there's nothing to prove, and I'll be dancing with myself. Someone's telling me right now, I'll never quit, but someone's saying, dude, stop doing podcasts, don't do it no more. Someone's saying, don't hit record. Don't do it no more. I will. I'm going to continue. I am going to continue. You hear me? Biohazard is excited about the upcoming documentary. It says, man, we filmed a lot of new footage. A lot of new footage for it. Looking healthier than ever. And that's the fella right there. When I saw this guy back in the day, I saw that Slayer, Biohazard, Machine Head, and for some reason I thought it was the guy in Machine Head, but it was this fella right here. But I said, that guy right there, he had slick, greasy hair, and I said, that man right there has a switchblade, and he's a very intense fellow that gets into mischief and business and trouble, even back then. But I'm sure he's a sweet guy, and obviously he's looking healthy, so he wasn't half of the man that I thought he was in that bad kind of a way. Biohazard. They've been shooting extra footage for the fucking documentary. And I am a documentary absolute nut. I love music documentaries. If you got one, I'm watching it. Which ones did I watch this week? I watched Y&T documentary. I watched the Madness documentary, in which I told you about. Straight out of the gate. What else? But, so I'm looking forward to this, okay? Billy, Evan, in a new interview with author-journalist Joel Gouston, the Ghost. Look out, he's the guy. Here comes the Ghost. Come on, Joel. The Ghost. It's like the gout. Biohazard drummer Danny Schuler spoke about the status of the Long in the Works documentary about the band, which is being helmed by renowned film and video director Drew Stone by and by. As transcribed by Blabbermouth. Well, first of all, we have a long history with Drew Stone. Let's get that out of the way. Drew is a great archivist of our history and just hardcore history and music history. He's always been around with the camera in his hands. You know the thing about those guys now, we've all known one or two of them, and now you just think, why wasn't I doing that the whole damn time? Those people that back Just wonderful. He's always been very charismatic kind of interviewer kind of guy. He's always putting himself in situations to capture unique things. And he was around us a lot in the early part of our career. And so I don't think we could make a documentary without involving Drew Stone. That is where he hits us in the breastplates with the heart underneath it beating strong. He was there for so many of the crucial moments in the history of the band along the way. He would have to be involved. I 100% agree with you, Danny. Elaborating on how the idea of the documentary came about, Danny said, a while ago, we had the idea of doing something, right? And Drew has all this footage. And it was just like, oh, hold on a second, Drew. I've never even got one good look at your face in 30 years because it's always behind the camera. Have you been recording the whole time? He said, hey man, let's do this. So we started putting it together. And it's still a work in progress, quite frankly. We want to make something that's really comprehensive. And I appreciate that in a good documentary. Comprehensiveness. I got a glare in my glasses. I like, make your documentary 5 hours long if you need to, guys. Make it that long because I'll sit and watch every moment of it. I love it. So where are we at? Come on. And we were lucky enough to have 1980, so there's a lot of history to cover. And we were lucky enough to have Drew there for a lot of it in the beginning. So there's a ton of footage. He's got everything. This guy has fucking everything. So one day it's going to come out. I don't know when exactly, but hopefully soon. Sooner than later for sure. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen for sure. I just don't know when it's going to happen. But we're excited. We filmed a lot of new footage for it also. Some really cool interview footage. We went back to legendary New York club L'Amour's, always out there. All you guys, all you East Coasters out there. In Brooklyn, New York. And sat on the steps and we had talked there. And it's going to come out. It's going to be good. If you're a Biohazard fan, it'll be a cool thing, and you are a good chronicle of our history, and a good chronicle of our history. I mean. That's not him, that's me, guys. That's me. I mean, we were kind of getting close to it being finished, and then some things came up. Had some business to take care of. Some dirty business down by down by that river down there. You never go down to. We were kind of getting close to being finished. We had some business to come up, but I think it's gonna get done soon, sooner rather than later. If you get my capiche. I'm hearing a lot of soons in this, Danny. I feel like you'd like this to get finished, and if Drew happens to read the article where you mention him several times, he'll see. Sooner than later, if you get my drift. Schuler previously discussed the Biohazard documentary in February 2024 interview with The Fuzzing Rock Show. That's got to be about bass. That's got to be like a stoner rock, because it can't be that just the word fucking that you just changed there. That fuzzing. It's something with fuzz pedals. Yeah? Who? Schuler? Danny Schuler? Our old friend, let me tell you about our old friend Drew Stone, who's really been there since almost the beginning. We know. Moving on real quick, does anyone remember Tom G. Warrior's greatest album of all time, which is Cold Lake? I just wanted to have a recap of this because I remembered Celtic Frost, or Celtic Frost, whichever way you choose to say that, went glam. They tried their hand at ratting their hair up and stuff, and they put out Cherry Orchards. And So here's Tom basically saying it's the worst album he's put out in 44 years. And I just wanted to have a regale and a recalculation of maybe tells the story of what happened with that era and why they did that kind of switch like that. It was when the hair metal was popular. This chair is falling apart. I can feel the back of it falling off. Okay. Let me get sip. Here, you look at Tom G. Warrior there. Don't be frightened while I have a sip of my drink. He's wearing his Triptychon t-shirt. My old band played with Celtic Frost. Great time to play with them too, because it was for that Monolith record when they did the comeback, and it was, they were like, Monolith record did really well for them. But that's Tom, and he was good friends with whom? H.R. Geiger, the guy that did those crazy paint Alien, the movie Aliens, the alien that's in that movie? That's Tom G. Warrior's best friend, good friend. And the Danzig covers, right? And the Emerson, Lake and Palmer Brain Salad Surgery cover. That's H.R. Geiger. Now, if I was better at podcasting, I would have had a whole bunch of pictures there pop up during that. But look it up. H.R. Geiger. You can do it. Very quickly with this, a little bit of Dave Mustaine was admit that he was a little nervous about playing the song live, but good news, he played it, and he said there's nothing to be scared of. I did it. And then we're going to watch a little bit of Steve Vai's Magic Room, full of guitars and craziness. And then your comments. And I believe I've got them all there, so I'm very happy about that. Tom G. Fisher Warrior on Celtic Frost's Cold Lake. It's the worst album of my 44 years as a musician. In a new interview with Colombia's Alejandro Cis. I hope I said that right, because it came out nice. Celtic Frost main man Tom G. Fisher, a.k.a. Tom G. Warrior, a.k.a. Tom Warrior, for when he goes to business conferences and stuff. Hi, how you doing? Tom Warrior here. Yes, I'm here to get rich like everyone else. I just need to figure out how to step on little man to get higher, to step on that man in order to step on that man to get to the highers. So I'm here to learn from the conference. Tom Warrior. And then Tom G. Warrior says, once again reflected on the band's much maligned 1988 album Cold Lake. An effort, he says, is probably the worst LP of his career. Pardon me, guys. If you've been around here long enough, you know that those drinks have air. It's the carbon, the stuff in it, and the sparkling water that gives you gas. So that's what happened there. Probably the best LP of uns med career. I've been a musician for 40 years and have done many records. And, of course, in such a long time, in 4.5 decades, you also make mistakes. Sometimes you do. Make mistakes, and I'm a human being. Indeed you are. Tom, you are a human. You are me, my friend. I am you. I want you to succeed in all ways, because on a higher level, a higher self level, we are each other, just having different experiences. I am a human being. That's why they call it a being. A human being. Not a human doing. Not a human going, but a human being. And of course, in such a long time, in 4.5 decades, you also make mistakes, and the human beings do. And I'm very, very far from perfect, and Cold Lake was an experiment at the time that we thought would be interesting. We wanted to have an album that is a little more positive, a little more melodic, and so on and so on. And what was the Poisons of the world doing? Making positive rock music, going, just get out there and have fun. A little more party. See, even he says it. More positive, a little more melodic, and so on and so on, and a little more party. But it turned out to be a huge mistake artistically. I think the album is a catastrophe. I mean, is it really that bad, you guys? I mean, I haven't listened to it in a long time. I know we've done Cherry Orchard some many years ago on this channel. A catastrophe on artistic level. If you put your creativity into it, it is never a disaster. If you put your heart, your soul, and your creativity into something, it is absolutely beautiful. It has a bad production. It has a bad songwriting, and it has a bad lyrics. It has bad presentation. We worked with a producer that wasn't really suited for a Celtic Frost. So I think it's probably the worst album of my career. It's the worst album in 30 years as a musician. I wonder if me doing that really just... Do you enjoy that when I do this? I enjoy the hell out of it. But I wonder if people are like, would it be better if I just read things like a broadcaster? Having said that, the album was released in 1980. I say, but having said that, and the album was released in 1988, 37 years ago. So that's a very, very, very long time. And I learned lots of lessons since then. I become a much better musician and person. Because that's what you do. School, through your life, school gets you to, you become a better human being. So, even though musically, I think it's a terrible album, it probably made me a more mature human being and more mature or more experienced musician. Everything I just said there, he said beautifully. Tom, I'd grab you by them cheeks, grab you by that gray hair of yours right there, just bring you on in tight. See? You're getting a kissy. And he's trying to pull away with all his might. In fact, he's tearing his own hair out. Get out of here. All right, let's get into this. Dave Mustaine here, he says, I was fucking scared to play that song, but then you know what? I did it. Isn't that life? Oh, I'm scared. And then you go, hey, that wasn't that bad, was it? Well, that's what David's going to say here. And why is Timu standing like that? That is if you're a musician, right? If you're a musician, that posture where the guitar player is sticking his neck out like this, is that for David's eyes? I'm not trying to say yay or nay. I'm just saying if you're a musician, you've seen that, and you've got a bass player, if you've got two people on guitars, no matter what it is, three people on guitars, then you know what that posture is. That posture is, look at my fans. Dave Mustaine admits he was a little nervous. I was nervous about playing Megadeth's new single, Tipping Point, live for the first time. In a short interview, thank you for that, with the Instagram account of Megadeth. Oh, this is getting more and more fucking weird as we go along. In a short interview with the Instagram account of Megadeth's mascot, Vic Rattlehead. How did I not know that was something? And we got to go do a whole fucking video where we read Vic Rattlehead's Instagram page. In a short interview with the Instagram account of Megadeth's mascot, Vic Rattlehead, the band's leader, is being interviewed by Vic Rattlehead. Dave Mustaine spoke about Megadeth's decision to play its latest single, Tipping Point, live for the first time on October 14th at Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, during the band's European tour as the support act for Disturbed. Well, Uh-oh. I hear the ringle-dingle of a dray man. I was a little nervous about playing it because we hadn't played it live yet. And that's to be concerned, you know. You played it in the studio, you've played it at practice and everything else, but it is perfectly natural for you to be nervous to play it. It's perfectly natural for you to go out every night and be a bit nervous about getting on stage, even 30 years later, because it's that energy. But this is all understandable to me, Dave. I got no qualms with you. I got no problems. And I always get a little nervous whenever we play a song for the first time. But it went off without a hitch, I'll be happy to say. And fans really liked it. I thought we were going to save it until we got to England a week later. But we were so excited because of the fans and their approval of the song and how many people are really responding in a positive way to Tipping Point. I thought it was pretty good. I've seen a few people say they didn't care for it, but I thought it was overall pretty good, yeah. I mean, we did a reaction video. Have you watched that on my channel? I'm at the tipping point. So we couldn't wait anymore. Don't wait, David. If you feel that fun in your tummy boiling over and you say, but I want ice cream now, then do it now. Prior to launching into Tipping Point at the Amsterdam show, Mustaine told the crowd, so we have a new record coming out, and we have a new single that's out right now, and we're going to play that song for the first time ever, right now. Tipping Point is the first single from Megadeth's upcoming self-titled album, and to be their last album, if David's correct on this, due out January 23rd, 2026, the follow-up to 2022's The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead will be released via Mustaine's Tradecraft imprint on Frontier Labels Group's new Black to Black label. There you have that, guys. Just a splash of Steve Vai here, and he's in his Harmony Hut, his favorite place, with all his guitars. And on the David Lee Roth video that we did, he had that crazy heart-shaped guitar, and we just said, "Oh my God, what a fucking crackpot guy!" And then I've seen his video for the Hydra that he created. I'd love to do a video about that at some point, but. This guy, he's like, what he is, he's like the Frankenstein or the Dr. Frankenstein of guitars. And this guy has an open mind and an open wallet and just says, what can we do with a guitar as far as shape and sounds and styles? And now, is this the first time ever? I don't know. But now, first time ever on this podcast, we're going to take a little peek around at his Harmony Hut. We're going right into it. Right after we read these little things. Los Angeles-based art collective Scene 4 has teamed up with the guitar icon Steve Vai to release their first installment of an exclusive 2-part webisode. So if this is dinged in any way, you'll see none of this. Inside the Harmony Hut, the collaboration grants fans unprecedented access to Vai's creative sanctuary. Okay, let's take a peek, but if you see none of this, then you know exactly what happened. Here we go. This is just a 2-minute thing.
It looks like I have a lot of guitars, and I do.
He does.
I like to look at them when I walk in a room, so.
I mean, it's not bad to look at.
Some of these, this one, for instance, was given to me by Ingve Malmsteen.
I knew it. Banana Yellow.
And, Bo, I use this one a lot.
What about Dimebag?
It's a Zappa SG. That Telly Mick Mars gave me that. That's my first real guitar. Stratocaster, I got that when I was 15 or 16.
Oh, there's one of his heart guitars. He had it in Shy Boy.
Mostly for flexible. This was Whitesnake guitar. This guitar was given to me by my good buddy Joe Satriani. It was a birthday gift.
Oh, he's throwing out all the names.
Family heirloom. This is Bruno.
Bruno Mars?
The guitar was taken out back, beat up, blow torched, and then scraped with a wire brush.
See what he does to those guitars?
Floral pattern. Not many of these, only 14. Little mini guitar I used on Painted Lover.
Oh, Paul got pissed at that one.
Guitar was used to capture the artwork.
What's he doing with a broken mirror guitar? All right, that's it. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. Who do we got here in these small thumbnails? I'll just nuggins rains again. See, there's that Nick Rito Beto. Nick, it's either Rick Beto or Nick Beto. I can never remember. And what he's doing there is he is interviewing Justin Hawkins from the YouTube channel Justin Hawkins Rides Again. And I did see the first 2 seconds of that. And the way they're looking at each other in that thumbnail is the way they look at each other the whole time. Who's this? Dragon 4, Dream Theater, and Amorphous. So, guys, if you didn't see any of that, it's his fault. If you didn't see any of that, it's this guy's fault right here. And you can blame it on him, and you can go over to his videos and write on it. It's that time. What time can it be? Time for your comments. The best part of the podcast, we got a load, because sometimes people feel obligated when you hit specific things like 200 episodes. You're like, oh, I gotta fucking come over and say good job or something. So we have a little bit of that, and you know what? Hey, I'll take it where I can get it, guys. So any way you want to dish it out to me, you can do that. You know, there's no right or wrong way to fall in love. There's no right or wrong way to fall in love with everything that I'm doing over here. Okay. Take your time. If it resonates with you, it does. If it doesn't yet, that's fine too. I'm going to be here, baby. So will you guys in these comments. Johnny B coming in here. Why do I feel like I got to do this from time to time because I don't know what I've touched. That's much better. Kind of. Johnny B coming in here. First off, happy 200th Shane Areno. Thank you so much for all of the laughs and on-point music news I've come to look forward to. I've been around going on 2 years now, and I've heard every episode. I actually went back and started with episode 1 last year and listened to every single podcast. You've started my Friday mornings off the right way, and for that, I am eternally grateful to you. I'm not choking up. That's very thoughtful. But I was having I've had a couple of these this week where it's like, oh, he's going to start crying there. And if I choose to cry at any time, I shall. But it's easy being a follower, frequent listener, when you can relate to the person presenting the info. You ask nothing of us but to be true to ourselves, 100%, and seek positivity in all we do. And that means a lot. In a world that currently filled with darkness and dread and all of that fearful garbage, let it fall away. Let it all drop. Don't fret, don't worry. If it's out of your hands, it is out of your mind. You ask nothing, seek positivity in all we do. And all that means a lot in a world that's currently filled with darkness and dread. And this podcast are the beam of light that makes us all smile, laugh, and sing along with you. That's what it's all about. You do not have to live any way but the way you want to live. The happiest that you want to be. You do not owe anything to anyone else but yourself, and your unconditional love for everyone else. That's the way I feel anyways. All right, Johnny B going on here, and I thank you for that. To the other frequent listeners, my fellow Big Four comrades, you guys are the absolute best. I love reading all the comments and offering my support when needed. This really feels like a family, an online family that we all have something great in common. Yes, rock and roll. You all know I have your backs, and that's great. And I know you'd have mine in return. You want to know why? Because they are you having an experience on this earth in a life, and you want all to do well. You want everyone to do well because you share something with every single conscious being on the planet. You share something with them. So you want them to do well because they are in the bigger thing, they're you. So that's great. You want everyone to do well. Positivity is like a pebble in a pond. It ripples. And that goes for negativity too. If you're looking for negative, you'll find it. If you want to get down in the doldrums, you'll find it. If you're looking for love and peace and happiness and a nervous system that is balanced and no anxiety and none of that, you can find that as well. But you got to go to those places to find it. Long live the podcast, long live the camaraderie, passion for excellent music, and the host who is there every damn time we need him to be. You've never let us down, Shane, and I hope with everything I have, that feeling is mutual. God bless you, sir. That was wonderful, my friend. Thank you. And he's still going. Until next week, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and keep that spirit alive. Buy yourself a Diet Coke if you can name that 80s band that the song sang that song. Hint, they were small, but they were killer. I'm not going to say, but I know a few people are going to know the answer to that right away. P.S. I owe you a Diet Coke for answering last week's question correctly. All right, well, buy that Diet Coke and hand it to the closest person that's saying, God, I could go for a Diet Coke right now. Say, holy shit, there you go. Big Town. Let me have a sip of this before I get into Big Town. Big Town. Big Town 88? Was there always a bit 88 on there? I can't remember now. Now I'm wondering if that's one of the Mandela things. Because I'm like, Big Town, I didn't know there was a Big Town 88 on it. Brother Shane, heartfelt congratulations on episode 200. My God, my love is mine. A few of us, 4, have been here since episode 1. And I will be here for the next 200, God willing. Oh, you'll be here for the next 200. Don't you fret about that. Okay? Because what you're going to do right from this moment is you are going to exude positivity. And people are going to go, something I don't like about that guy. And you're going to continue to exude that positivity. And you're going to let it out loud. And you're going to say it to the world. And you're going to say it to yourself. And you're going to say it to your family. And you say it to your friends. And you're not going to let any negativity break you. Nobody going to break my stride. Nobody going to slow me down. That's what you're going to do. And 200 more episodes ye shall see, my friend. I can't comment much on Rush because I was never a fan. There are probably 3 or 4 songs that I can tolerate, but good luck. And I'm sure your faithful fan base will appreciate that tour. Yeah, I do. Sometimes I get really hooked into something. So I loved, as a kid, loved moving pictures. That's when I would have caught on to them, as all that. But, didn't really pay attention. But as you get older, you're like, started getting into 2112. And then really when I read Geddy Lee's book is when I went through all, because he goes through every single album and what they were going through and everything else. And that's when I started to really listen to them all. But I'd be interested to hear what caused Gene to pass out. He's talking about Gene in the car accident. Glad to hear he wasn't seriously injured. Now he can continue on his quest to make all the money. He's doing pretty good at it. I mean, he's got quite a big healthy portion of it as it goes, you know. But you know, what do you do when you got so much money that you're just like, my God, look at all this fucking money. Now I can just burn it. I would say if you have that kind of money, without fret, without foul, without even favor, you just give it away. Give it to the most needy. When you have so much that you're just like, you know, there's someone out there in the world going, do you realize that my family's family will never be able to spend all the money I got? Then why do you need it? Give it to the world. You know, if your family's family for the next 50 years doesn't ever have to think about a thing, I'd feel pretty good about going, you know what? Maybe that's the journey, is you do need to fill the thing. And, you know, give it. Let it be. Dave, please do the honorable thing and make the Megadeth final tour an actual final tour. Break the mold, David, and let it end. Right off into the sunset. Funny that you say that, because in that Tipping Point video, Big Tone, he runs off into the sunset at the very end of that, and I said to myself, I think this is it. I think that was one of those cinematic moments of David. He left that band not burning, pardon me, but he left all three of them guys in that abandoned prison, and he was the one that was running away from them. I think he's done. Big Tone says, this vocal of Vince, yikes. But did he ever really sound that good to begin with? I always liked Vinny because of the four of them. He was the only one that was cool to me when our paths crossed. Vinny. Oh, okay. So you're saying you like Vince. Vince is a sweetie pie? Hard pass on anything new from GNR. I do like what Slash does with Miles Kennedy, though. Perhaps you could pick a tune and react to one of that at some point, and I have. The Slash and Miles Kennedy project. I know we've done one or two of those. Go look. 50 views, 70. I'll say 75 views on it. Look up Shane Diablo / Miles Kennedy. You'll see a video. I'll probably be 30 pounds heavier, and it'll have 70 views. The best concert I saw this summer, hands down, was Joe the Bondman, Bonamassa. And I encourage anyone out there that has an opportunity to take advantage of it. You will not regret it. And we've done the Bonamassa Man a couple times now, too. And he is America's soul brother. That's all I have this week. Great job again on the number 200, brother. 10 out of 10. Stop on a dime. And as always, ... keep them coming, brother. Hashtag get Shane to 100K. I had my son up here visiting with me. And he was sitting in the chair. And I said, son, please visualize this empty wall back here. Because he's already got, he's 125,000 in on YouTube subscribers. I said, visualize 100,000 plaque right there. He says, okay. I said, now next to that, a 1 million subscriber plaque to Shane Diablo. Do you see that? He says, yeah. A 10 million subscriber plaque to Shane Diablo on the wall. Do you see that? Yeah. 50 million. Yeah, I get it, Daddy. Hey, if you can get someone that's already there to say, I see it for you. It's already done, isn't it? I feel like it should be. There you go, buddy. Good job. And the hashtag get Shane to 100K, get an Abby Award. What's that one? Take requests from YT again. Huh? And hashtag, R.I.P. Brother Jay. Yeah. Mike Buchanan, look, we got them all here. We got them in, we got them out. Mike Buchanan coming in here, and we rock it and we roll it. As I talked on last episode, congratulations on episode 200, and well deserved. Being around since episode 1, I went back and watched the first episode, Metallica, Wasp, Vince Neil, and Gene Simmons. Once again, here's to 1,000 plus more episodes of Jive Talkin. Love to you all. Great. On this week's movies that are bad, but we love them anyways, becomes movies that are awesome and is probably my all-time favorite movie, Pan's Labyrinth. That's a good one. Whispers in stone, secrets beneath. Some fairy tales tuck you in at night. Pan's Labyrinth tucks you in, locks the door, and whispers through the keyhole until you start to wonder if you're safe. If you're safer awake. If I didn't butcher this shit, that would have been great. The mystery begins with Ophelia, a child drawn into a labyrinth older than memory. It is a place where stone breathes, fauns speak, and books write themselves, but its magic is never simple. Every wonder hums with danger, every miracle asks for sacrifice. It is the yin and the yang. That's not here, but yes, the yin and the yang. A banquet of endless food hides a monster waiting to devour the unwary. And that thing spooked me. A golden key can open doors, but also unleashes doom. Even the fawn who guides her seems half ally, half trickster, his promise shimmering like candlelight, beautiful but quick to vanish. The wonders, though, are breathtaking. Del Toro's world is alive with strange beauty. Pale, ancient creatures with eyes in their hands. Fairies fluttering. It sounds wonderful, other than the guy with the eyes in the hands. Fairies fluttering like living sparks. A labyrinth that feels less built than dreamt into being. Each vision pulls us deeper into a realm where imagination and terror are inseparable. And yet, the greatest mystery is not whether the magic is real, but what it means. Did Ophelia ascend to a kingdom of light or simply slip into the only peace left to her in a brutal world? The film leaves the question. This is very good. The film leaves the question unsolved, like a riddle carved into stone, daring us to decide what we believe. Pan's Labyrinth is a story that lingers like moonlight, fragile, haunting, and eternal. A dark fairy tale filled with mysteries, wonders, and the quiet reminder that magic, whether real or imagined, always demands a price. And you go on a 5-star on that? That was a very good review. That was pretty dang good. 5 stars. A nightmare that crawls under the bed, waits in the corner, and reminds you the dark is never empty. Oh, yes, indeed. The light is never empty. Remember, the eyes. Oh, remember when I said it was like our human eyes only see about 3% of what we could see, capable of seeing, we only see 3%? No, I was wrong. It's actually 0.99999, so it's not even 1%. So just imagine the color and everything we cannot see around us because of our sight. We can't see it. That is magic to me. That is amazing magic. All right, Mike Buchanan coming in here. I mean, are you posting these on Rotten Tomatoes? Damn it, do it if you're not. I am going to go check one of these days, or I'd love someone to get in the comments and say, Shane, I went and checked. And he hasn't been doing it. Or he has. Better. Mike Buchanan on Rush. I so wanted to see the tour, but ticket prices went crazy. Anika Nils is a really great choice. She's phenomenal. You should see her playing with Jeff Beck. How many drummers do you think wanted that job? Shane, I think Rush missed the mark when they didn't call you. I'm nowhere near that. I'm like Dumbo. As soon as I sat down, if Anika was like, "Oh, come in, Shane. Yes, come to my drum and come to see," and as soon as I sat down on the stool, she'd be able to go, "Oh, I know what level drummer he is." The minute I picked up the sticks, the minute I scooted my juicy big fat bumper rump down on her seat, and she'd say, "Oh, okay, I know. You're very mediocre. We call it mediocre. That's what." So, and I'm just saying that because it's the truth. I was a punk rock heavy metal drummer, but unskilled. I was half the heavy metal drummer that the heavy metal drummers are today. Sorry, Vince, and thanks to Shane, but my German Shepherd is now howling. Oh, really? The dog went crazy with the... How was my doo-wop with it? I thought that was pretty good. Mike Buchanan on Gene Simmons. Glad he's doing okay and that the accident wasn't worse like it could have been. I'd go see Pantera's show if they'd play stuff off of the first 4 albums, just saying. Oh, yeah, they're not doing that. It's got to be the tough rock. It can't be the, that other stuff. They probably call it feminine rock now. They'd say, "We don't play none of that feminine rock and that hair metal, glammy feminine rock. We play all the tough shit." Mike Buchanan on Megadeth. How many bands have done it, their final concert? The band's retiring. Way too many. Okay, I am reading that like hell. Megadeth. How many bands have done this final concert, the band's retiring, ? Way too many. Kiss on their End of the Road tour. What felt like 20 years. Well, it was because they started it with the farewell tour. And then it turned to the End of the Road tour, didn't? Mike Buchanan says, "Just say no to GNR. They, in my opinion, blew it after Appetite for Destruction." Yeah, GNR lies. And then years later, a double album filled with 90% filler songs. And let's not talk about spaghetti. Yeah, you're right. And now, your 200th episode, Jive Talkin' Jokes of the Week, the award-winning set, walks into a bar and go, 2 peanuts walked into a bar. 1 was salted. A jumper cable walks into a bar. The barman says, "I'll serve you, but don't start anything." A sandwich walks into a bar. The barman says, "Sorry, we don't serve food in here." A dyslexic man walks into a bra. Oh. A man walks into a bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm and says, "A beer, please, and 1 for the road." 2 hydrogen atoms walk into a bar. One says, "I've lost my electron." The other says, "Are you sure?" The first replies, "Yes, I'm positive." Phew, I got those out of my system. And finally, 2 guys walk into a bar. The third one ducks. Seriously, my friend, a very sincere from the bottom of my toes to the tippy top of my head congratulations. I know that Jive Talkin' will be the #1 podcast someday. How could it not be? Exactly. And on the front page of YouTube, there will be an episode of Jive Talkin' with Shane Diablo on the front of the front page of YouTube. Nestled between Taylor Swift and whatever bullshit's going on somewhere and some fake phony stuff. And right there, dead center, will be me. And all of you. There you go. Ding dong. Miles coming in. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Congrats on 200. Man, Shane, regardless of your videos being viewed by... Okay, yeah, congrats on 200 episodes, Shane, regardless of your videos being viewed by 100 or 100 million or a million folks. You have a lot of us folks that see the great content you're making. I hope we're celebrating episode 400 in 5 more years. You're damn right you will, Myas. Yes, you will. You know, this is about having a little bit of fun. And the beauty about this organic channel that I want to build is you guys are all characters inside of it. It's like Jerry Seinfeld's world, right? This is an organic thing where you go and look at this video and you know this name and that name and everything, and it's and it builds and it's bigger and bigger, and more people say hello to each other and they shake hands and they say hello. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. Why do I love you? Because you are me having another experience on this planet. I am here having this experience. You are there having that experience. That makes you part of me and me part of you, and I want you to succeed in your experience. Miles, you have my heart right there. Dave coming in. Dave. 21 comments, 13 hearts. I'm loving you, Dave. He says, hey, Shane, congratulations on 200 episodes. Keep on rocking. Dave, I love you. And here she comes. The homecoming queen's got a gun. No, Miss Althea coming in here. Who sang that? Everybody, the homecoming queen. Miss Althea coming in with her stuff. She says the dumbstruck fool says, here since episode 1 club represent. Where did the time, and thank God, by the way, and I won't cut you off too much, Miss Althea, but isn't this the episode where everyone gets goofed, right? We're all here for the 200, because how would that have been if no one was there to regale on this by an occasion? Here since episode 1 club represent. Where did the time and half of my comments go? I would say that's a joke, but those familiar with my drama with such things, no, it's not. Insert snarky face emoji and evil devil face emoji here. Loved the... Do you think that's what it could be, is emojicons? I don't know. Loved the formal wear and the tux t-shirt. Was the lipstick from one of the strippers in that obnoxious as fuck Wild Street video? Oh, there it is. No disrespect to requester Mike B, whom I adore, but damn it all. Like, for real. Yeah, that's all Mike B's fault right there. He requested it. Miss Althea on Rush. No disrespect to Neil Peart, may he rest in peace, but I was never a fan. I associate most of their music with unfavorable memories, incidents from middle school and high school. I think New World Man is the only song I can tolerate without getting rattled in some way. That's a great song. I mean, if you got one that you're like, I can, you know, it doesn't, it's like, do you want fingernails down a chalkboard or a Rush song? You can go, give me New World Man. I miss Althea on Gene Simmons. Between this and the news of Ace canceling, the reminder of this tour amid rumors that he suffered a stroke. Oh, wait. Gene Simmons. Between this and the news of Ace canceling the remainder of his tour amid rumors that he suffered a stroke. Oh, and Gene wanting to record the Sinkin' Stanley guys for Paul. Yeah, there have been multiple repeat posts on this KISS subreddit over the past several days. Thank God Gene's incident was not worse. My dad, may he rest in peace, passed out behind the wheel driving many years ago and ended up with a car facing backwards in a median. It's scary shit. Man. Boy, that's one hell of a way to wake up, isn't it? I will again reiterate how paramount staying hydrated is, especially if you are on medication. Your body does not absorb that shit the way it should if you are not properly hydrated. Yes. Thank you for that. I'm going to have some now. And is sparkling water anything? Does that have hydration? It is water, but is it really water? I don't know these things, guys. You're going to have to help me out. Yeah, hydration. I learned this I heard this the hard way with my husband. Don't like drinking water? Question mark. So what? Question mark. There's plenty of healthy brand flavored supplements you can add to help along the cause. Yes. Shut up and drink. You are made of water, people. I'll even go one further. I sing to my water. Have you seen when they put water, vibration to water, the beautiful designs the water makes? Go look that up on YouTube and stuff. All those, when they change the frequency, the notes, the 7 chakras, the A, B, C, D, all the notes, the 7 notes, makes these beautiful designs. So imagine what it does when you sing into it. It activates that water. I love it. Drink your water, people. It's good. It's the best thing for you. I'll even go one deeper. I tried this the other night. I like to go down and have a little glass of milk and a piece of bread with peanut butter on it. We were out of milk, and I had water. And I'm like, you know what? This tastes pretty damn good. Water tastes pretty good with meals. But I always looked at people like that weird. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. Oh, I'll just have a water. I'm having spaghetti. I'll have the spaghetti Kuzman with the side of dumplings. Water, please. I'm always like, what's wrong with you? Now I'm going, oh, it's a flavor thing. It's a palate. Chef Ramsay, take a bite of your food and then sip some water. This is fading, that is shit. Whatever, I'm sorry, Miss Althea. I'm sorry here. You can do it. Shut up and drink it. Miss Althea on Megadeth. I would hope that Mustaine would have better sense to not induct the band in the We're Retiring we're retiring. Psych. Got it. We do it again. I would hope that Mustaine would have better sense to not induct the band into the We're Retiring Psych Club alongside Motley Crue and Kiss. The shit's getting old, period. And when your impression of him starts morphing into moments of Charles Nelson Riley, I totally lose it. I can't, it just... And now if you told me do Charles Nelson Riley, I don't know what the hell I could do, because now my Charles Nelson Riley's going to turn into my Paul Lind. I don't know what to do. A few of you will understand all that I just said. Most of you will not. GNR's new music. I jumped off the train, the night train, if you will, after Appetite. So don't care. Axel's plastic surgery is still a major distraction. I know that has nothing to do with the music, how it sounds, how it is performed. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe it does affect the vocals or whatever. If they're pinching that neck fat and getting it up and hey, hey, you don't know. Miss Althea is coming out with the keeping it bitchy bing. All right, we're just ripping right through this, and then we're just to the end of it here. Guffus. Who's this Guffus? This guy's giving me a guff. Mangi. 10 comments and 3 hearts received. So we know Mangi. Oh. I'm telling you, there's no podcast out there where people say, yeah, the guy just sits there and fucking burps and shit all over in the podcast. He doesn't even have one of them windscreens or anything, or nothing. It's just the most natural thing ever. Mangi says, but to this day, years later, and many reminders later, where is the intro compilation? Greets from Sweden. And I love to say hello to my international friends. I'm not going to do that, Mangi. If someone would like to go, and by the way, let's not forget about ending intros, but if someone would like to go and clip all of the beginning intros and make a video and put that out on the YouTube, they're welcome to do so, but that's too much work for me. So we'll leave that up to maybe Mangy to do that. And I will say, if you got to do the intros, you got to do the outros, because they're pretty good too. There you go. Sticky Doll coming in. Happy 200, Shane. We want to be clear. We come here just for you and your funny, witty self. You are quite the entertainer and definitely should look into either comedy or TV and movies. I don't want anything that has to do with corporate, nothing that has to do with big Hollywood, nothing that has to do with business suit, nothing that has to do with briefcase and let's get you into makeup. None of it. I am just about as organic and to the earth. And I'll go one step further, Sticky Doll. You don't need it either. Nobody needs it. Frequency is your currency. In the future that is before us, that is on our way, your frequency will be the currency that you need. What kind of a human being are you? That will be all you need to be, is the best person that you need to be. So, to that I say, I don't want nothing to do with TV, movie, nothing, unless I'm making the TV show, I'm making the movie, or I'm making the funny. I don't need no more boss mans telling me nothing about nowhere, not how. You've got an interview coming up. You've got an interview over here. No. But I love you. And Sticky Doll, I wish all the best for Sticky Doll. The brand and the people and everything. We love your show, but just like ours, it's really difficult out there to go viral with things. And I think we all do it because we love it. You have to do every single thing for yourself first that you absolutely love. If you're passionate about it with 100% of your heart, then don't give a shit. Do a YouTube channel for 5, 10 years that has my Deftones video. It's got 155 views on it 3 days ago. You have to love who you are and what you are doing and be passionate about it, and that's it. But the wonderful, beautiful thing about that is when you're absolutely 100% authentic with yourself and who you want to be and happy with your passions, they will flow. Your frequency is your currency in the future. In the days to come, your frequency and people will start to gravitate to what feels good, and gravitate away from what doesn't. Yes. Let's read this last bit again. It says, read more. Oh, that almost scared the shit out of me for a minute. We love your show, but it's like ours. It's really hard to go difficult viral. I think we do it because we love it. Yes, and continue to do everything that you love. Keep on killing it, Shane. We are here for the duration. You wish the best to everyone. I wish everyone the best at whatever they put their heart and their soul into. I wish you all the best on that. And if you put all of yourself into it, it will succeed. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you put your whole heart, it will happen for you. You can say, Shane, I don't believe you. And then I say, try it. P.S. from Sticky Doll. Hope you are getting paid for the commercial ads that they keep shoving into your videos. Not much. Not much of it. I don't know. I don't know how many ads they're putting in there. I apologize if it's a real pain in the ass. It would be wonderful if I made some money from that. There's none that run on my Spotify or any of the other stuff. But okay, Sticky Doll, thank you. Yeah, it's not a lot. But they want you to stay. You know, it's like YouTube works with not clicking on the video, but watching the video. You get paid better the longer someone stays on a video, whereas like other places, it's like I guess you get paid like a TikTok's only a minute or whatever, right? And Ash coming in here. Ash Brooks. My God, Ash. There you are. 200 episodes. Hell yeah. Better, more better words could never be bettered, but said, spoke than that. Okay. Get out there, seize the day. It is not unreasonable to say love yourself. Treat yourself well. Treat your meat sack with respect and reverence. You know, your crooked ear, my eyes. Have you ever seen, you guys have seen my eyes. I have a thing called columboa in one of my eyes, but everything, embrace every flaw. Be proud of exactly who you are. It'll make a lot more sense to you as life goes on and the lessons you learn and the things and everything. But, every flaw you have is a battle wound. It's a challenge. You've been through it, and you finally conquer all of that. And you say, none of that is who I truly am. But it was one hell of a story that gets you there. We're going to do it. We're going to get out with a song. I don't think I can beat my two-tone. All right, maybe I'll take you a little jam. Shane Diablo. Baby girl, I love you, 'cause you love everything you do. Shane can do no wrong in your eyes, oh baby girl. Yeah, he's a good podcaster. Heavy Metal News is a really good podcast, and he's got the blues, and he got the news, and he got the grooves, yeah. Baby girl, he's got the blues, and he's got the news, and he's got the stew. Coming over for a hearty stew. Baby girl, let's jive, baby girl. Gonna jive, gonna feel alive, gonna jive with Shane. Heavy Metal News, cutting edge, heavy metal news, cutting edge, best news, heavy metal news in a podcast. It's a heavy metal news, it's a Shane Diablo best podcast. It's a heavy metal news with the razzmatazz and a heavy metal news.